Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Okay, let me tell you what I will be doing this morning, and then I'm going to take you through what you're going to need, and then I'm going to move over to the sink and start the process. First off, I had a few requests for this process. This is a subscriber request, and this is how do I put my fresh peas, how do I get them ready to put in the freezer. Okay, by now you guys have already seen the video where I go to the produce market, the farmer's produce market, and purchase my peas. And this is what I'll be putting up this morning, some zipper peas. You would have seen me purchase 2 bags, but I just got this 1 bag setting out for the purpose of showing you what I'll be doing. Okay, this is 1 bushel. Yeah, we call them bushels, or either they call them hampers, but most of the time down here they'll call it a bushel of peas. Now I don't know all of this or whatever and all of that about it, but I've been dealing around with hampers and bushels of peas for I can't tell you how many years. I know over 40 years. And and they was already shelled. Nowadays we have been blessed. We don't have to set up and shell the peas like we used to. But believe it or not, it's some elderly peoples, and my husband aunt, well, our aunt, she preferred hers. She preferred to shell hers herself. On her husband, they share the peas, and she's over 80 years old, and he's closer to 90, but you couldn't tell it. And they share them peas, and they enjoy it. I think it's like a constellation to them. And they don't get shell a whole lot at a time, but he normally have peas out in his garden, and sometimes different ones, like his son raises peas. They'll just bring them over enough that they can handle, and they share those peas. And I'm not talking about she put up 4 or 5 bags of peas. I'm talking about she put up in like 50 bags or better during a season. Well, anyway, let me tell you what you're gonna need. Okay, you see the peas. This is the peas that I'll be getting ready to put in the freezer. Okay, I will be putting them in some quart-size freezer bags. As I got it down where they can see. Okay, I got 4 bags here. Normally, a bushel of peas will render about 4.5 quarts, sometimes 5, according what type of peas you got. Because if you get if these was white peas, I know it wouldn't be no more than about 4 quarts in there. That's a smaller pea itself. But like a purple hull, sometime with the purple hull peas, I can get about 4 quarts out of there. But normally it's about 5 quarts. But normally it's about 4.5 quarts. And I usually just, if I don't put it in a little pint-sized bag, I may set it aside to cook. And right here, I got this large stock pot. This is what I'm going to be using to blanch the peas. Okay, that's a big stock pot. You're going to definitely need that. And then right here, I got 2 colamers, 2 strainers. I'm going to use the big one to pour them in. And I'm going to show you all what I'm going to be doing. And then once I be washing them, I'm going to be transferring them over to this here small one. And then after, I just keep going through that same process of washing them and putting them in that colander. And then when I wash them again, that size, I wash them out of that size colander and just go ahead on and dump them over into this big large stock pot until I go through all of them. And then I'll fill it full of water and put it on stove, and then that's when I show you how I go through the blanching process of it. You got the blanched peas that you put in the freezer. I know there's probably several videos out there I have never looked for, but I have heard people say so many ways that they do, because some of them don't blanch, do blanch. Put them in I even heard a woman told me that she put hers in a pillow case and just stick them in the freezer. But this is the process that I use that has just worked fine for me. When I cook those peas, they just as close to tasting fresh as you can get. So okay, I'm gonna let Tuck move over, and then I'm gonna show you the process of washing them and getting them ready to put on. And then once I get them put on, I'm gonna and get them blanched. Then I come back and show you that process. But let's get through the washing process first. Okay? Are you just gonna move over, or you gonna cut it off?
Go.
Oh, it's back on? Okay, you guys, I got the peas over in the colander. I'm just going to take some, let me just take cold water. I'm just going to kind of wash through them a while. Just kind of moving the peas around, because there'll be some sand on these peas, because they don't wash them. But you can't wash peas before you put them through a pea sheller. They're just dry, so they come out the, they come out the, come out the field, so there's some little sand on it. They don't put, won't be a lot, they don't try that. So if it's bad peas, when they put them through the pea sheller, they don't really put those up in there. But I just like give it a good run through, a good rinsing. Okay, not to just say taking so long on that, but then you can have your water lukewarm if it's real cold. Okay, I got this bowl right here. I'll be taking that when I usually I just take and throw it over in that part, but just for camera purposes, I'm doing it like that to throw any little trash out of come out of it. I can show you that. Okay, so I have my water running like this. And I hold them up in my hand. That's kept rinsing it too. And you see there's a little bad looking pea there. I'm going to take that one out. Sometimes you find little hooves or little whatever type of trash that you find. And then you just throw it over and put them over into your next colander. You guys want to help? Maybe your eyes ain't what it used to be, so if you see any trash or something up there, you let me know. A bad pea. Tell me, maybe you missed one. Get that one. Trying to go to some places do a better job than others, especially with the trash stuff to be in it. But that's something that you can't help. That's when it's so important that you are washing yourself. And then when I blanch them, any little something like little parts or hubs or little impurity and stuff, that blanching is going to bring it to the top. It's going to be a foam that'll rise up on it. I'm going to make sure I show you that part, how I skim that off. That's all I'll be doing, you guys. It's not hard to get peas ready for the freezer at all. When we lived in the country, my mama the way she did her peas, she put them in a jar. She didn't do the freezing until after my father had passed and we moved back up into the little city that we came from. Because my granddaddy just couldn't take it. He just couldn't stand it that we was down there, you know, living in the country. My daddy was no longer alive. He used to come down there every day checking on us. Because he knows one of us, and especially me, probably done got hurt or cut or something. I was a pretty active child. I don't see how my mama took me because I loved it. We loved it. See that little bad one right there? Back then, children used to love outside. That's what we thought we were supposed to be. Outside, exploring and all of that. And I was sort of in the middle. My sister, I had 2 brothers that was older. And, you know, they didn't want to be bothered with me. They were somewhere trying to play games and shoot marbles and all that. And I wanted to play. And if my daddy wasn't at home, to tell him let me play. Most of the time, he was like, go over there and play with my sister. And then the 2 youngest one, the dated and the me dated, they mostly kind of played together and they didn't know what to play. So, and my sister that was I was up under, she was older. She was too busy being a teenager, a preteen coming in that she liked to read books and newspapers and stuff like that. So she didn't want to play because I wanted to do stuff that she was definitely not interested in. I would pick catawba worms for my daddy right before he would get off work. He would tell me what time. I would watch that clock. He would call me by my name and told me about that time, what time to go out there and pick him a jar of catawba worm. He had like a quart-sized jar and he had a gallon-sized jar. And then I would pick those catawba worms, would put some leaves in it, and at the top of that lid, he would have holes in it so that the catawba worms could breathe. But I know how to go out there and pick those catawba worms off that tree. There was a tree that had, they call it a catawba worm tree. Now my sister wasn't gonna go nowhere near that. She was scared to death of a worm. I would help when my daddy dig baits. I would be over there when he had like called bait beds where they raised baits, put meal or whatever out there and put some tin over it. And usually would be around behind a hydrant that was outside, like what was moisture and stuff at. And when he'd have his bucket, and he'd dig down, and I'd be over there getting up the baits for fishing. And the biggest one I could find, when I find one of them big old, what we call wigglers, I'll just be so glad to pull that. Sometimes it be halfway stuck up in the ground. But still, Daddy said, move back, baby, let me dig again. And he'll dig it, and I grab it and I grab the bait out of there, and I'll be like, he's like, ooh, that's a big one there, and I just liked it, all that crazy. The biggest one I can find out, because sometimes I'll be saying it, ooh, Daddy, that's a big one there. And them little old red ones, the little old bitty one, there'd be a bunch of them up in there when he dig down up in there. And I'd be up there getting them, just glad to get them. Sometimes them their baits be looking so big like a snake. And my dad would say, wait, baby, wait before you do that. And he'll mess with me. He said, oh, okay. I said, it's a bait, Dad, it's a bait. I'll be back picking it up. But it would be a bait. Okay, you guys, I thought I could get more trash out of that and whatever, but it's probably down in the other part of it. I'm not going to take you through this whole process, but I'm going to do all these peas the same way. And like I told you, now when I get ready to, when I get them all out of this colander and into this colander, I'm going to put that one over there and do some rinsing about the same way, just to ensure, and there's something in there. Is I'm putting it in there? That's a little trash stuff like that you're looking for when you get out of there. And I'll show you what came out of it when I come back, when I finish washing all the peas. And then I'm gonna transfer them over to the stock pot and have them ready for the stove. So when I come back, when I go off, all these peas is gonna be washed and on the stove and blanching. Gonna be over in the stock pot. Cause I'm gonna do the same process with the rest of those peas that's in the bag. Going through them and washing them and picking them. That's the way you do your peas. Get all the little trash stuff. Like I said, I'll show you what trash be in it when I get back. So I'll be back. I'm gonna finish washing up my peas and get them over on the stove and everything, you guys. And I will be back. Okay, guys, I got the peas washed and picked and washed, and I'm getting ready to put them onto the stove and let them come to the boil. And it's gonna go for probably about 5 minutes or less. When it come to the boil, that's the blanching process. I just want to show you guys how much water that I have in them, so you can see. Can you down there where you can see that water level? That's how much water I cover the peas in. You got to have them completely covered in the water, but don't overflow it, because it's gonna come to a boil and that foam gonna rise up and it may overboil. So I put about that much water in it, and I always put just a little salt in mine just to be doing something. You don't have to do that though. But okay, I'll come back when the peas are finished blanching. Okay, you guys, the peas been on for about 5 minutes. And you can see that the foam and stuff have already started coming to the top. And while they was over here waiting to come up to a boil, I was kind of stirring them like that. And then at this point, that's when I'm going to start to skim the foam off. I'm going to be skimming the foam off, and then when it comes to a hard boil, that's all I'm going to do. That's all I do with that blanching part. Just let it come to a boil. Then I'm going to cut them off. And then I will pour them up in the strainers. And I'll bring you back for that process. I'm going to show you what I do after they finish blanching. Like I said, it take them about 5 minutes to get to this point. But I already started skimming the foam and stuff off. And then when it done got to the full point, I'll bring you back and show you that. Okay, you guys, the stuff is coming to a boil. About to boil over. I'm going to do that skimming process. And I have cut the peas off. And this is it with the blanching. I'm going to get ready when I get this here skimmed off the top. Get that foam skimmed off. I'm going to pour them up in the strainer and get ready to cool them off and put them in the bags. And this process took about, from the first time I showed you boiling, I started to skim. That was about 5 minutes. I mean, altogether 10 minutes. It's according to how your stove cook. And I always put mine on high. When I'm doing the blanching, I put them on high. Come over here. Can you see them boiling? Can they see them boiling, girl? Let's see what the difference of colors in the peas. Now, like I say, I done cut my burner off. And I skim the rest of that off. And I go around and try to get some more of that off. But if you don't, you know. Let me say this real quick, and then I'm going to go off and get them over in the pot. It's very important that you blanch your peas and stuff like this. I've been canning peas for helping my mother and all that stuff. I say probably about 50 years. But it was a lady over in the community. she didn't blanch her peas. She was she knew my mother. She didn't blanch hers. She even tried to tell my mama, "Oh, you ain't got to do all of that and all that stuff." But when that lady cooked them peas, you can smell them all over the whole community. It had an awful smell. And my mama used to say, now whether it's true or not, because I wasn't gonna never not blanch none to see. She said that she didn't get the green off of it. So you got to blanch them peas. And I smelled some. And if you ever smell some cooking, you gonna know you need to blanch that. That ain't right. But maybe she liked it, that taste. Alright, you guys, I'll be back over at the sink and pouring them up, showing you final steps with the peas. They're nasty. Okay, you guys, I'm fixing to pour the peas up in the strainer. See if I got this right. All of them is not going to go in this one, but I'm just going to show you this one pulled up and show you what I'm getting ready to do to them. I'm going to be doing the same thing to the rest of them that's in the pot in the other strainer. First off, I'm going to get my cold water and run over here real quickly. Water running there, I'm going to pour the rest of them on in this other strainer. You ain't got to wash them no more once you finish that process of blanching them. Can you see what the peas looking like, Chuck?
Yeah, I see them.
This will help cool them off the way I'm doing it here. Doing it right here. That helps cool them off to you know, a certain degree. If you don't have colanders and stuff like that, I really would suggest you get one. But normally, everybody have a strainer. But after I run that cold water through it like that, I just take some ice and put on. You still have to speed up the process of it. Cooling process. Oh, I forgot to show y'all this was some of the trash and debris that I got off of it. Alright, I'm getting ready to cool these off some and put some ice on top of that. And then when the peas is cool enough for me to put them in the bag, I'll come back and show you guys how I'm going to do that, and that'll be the end of it. Okay, I'll be right back, you guys. Okay, you guys, I'm back, and the peas are, I'm pretty sure when the eyes get melted down like that, they cool enough. Just finish running some more water, and with those little few peas, I'm going to have to break some cold water. That's the way I normally do it. And I don't know exactly how many cups is in this quart, because I never have measured or never thought to measure it. So for that purpose, I'm going to, for you guys' purpose, to tell you how many cups, if I can, that's going to be in the quart. That'd be in a quart of peas. I got my cup over here, and I'm going to try to measure close as I can. So you just take your Midran. 2, 3. That's the reason I don't know. Let me see. Can I put 4 in there? The reason I don't know if I can put 4 when I get ready to put the water in there. I don't think it's gonna quite be 4. I'm on the piker with the 4. Okay, then once you get your peas in there like that, then you just take that cold tap, you know, the tap water, and you fill it up to the point that the peas is covered. Because when I put them in the freezer, you don't want to have your bag too full. When Tuck take them out there and put them in the freezer, he'd always lay them flat like that. See, I got it. Just make sure you ain't got no air in the bag. If you got air in the bag and stuff like that, you can tell when you got air in it. Just open up a side or like a little crack on the corner and get that air out of there. Then I just put them over here in this look. I put them over there in this bucket until take them to the freezer. But when I take them out there to the freezer, they be thoroughly cool. I don't be in no hurry to get them out there. So like when I get them bagged up, they may sit over here another 30 minutes, according to how hot it is. So you just put the bag, you just put the amount in there, like I said, that you can, I think that was probably about 3 cups, either 3.5 cups. I know how many, I could tell how many it is. I won't know how many it is, but I know approximately how many bags I get out of there, out of this amount of peas a bushel. Usually it's anywhere, like I told you, from 4.5 to 5 pints. Quarts. You see me saying pints. Here I go. You may go, you guys. Getting all mixed up. It be in my head. I be thinking the right thing in my head, but I ain't sure what come out my mouth. Okay, guys, I'm gonna do one more, so you guys can see what I did, and then maybe I need to see what I did, and then I'm gonna go off and finish getting them in the bags. Then I come back and let you know exactly how many I have. I'm so used to working with this here and just, getting in the rhythm. I forgot I'm trying to tell, because them cups and stuff, I like that little piece of eyes got in there. That's fine. I'm going to say 3.5 cups. It won't be overfilled. Then if I have some little extra left over, what I normally do is I go back through a bag that don't seem as full, and make sure you get your bags locked real good. Make sure you do that. I'll do it. I go back, and because I want it for it to lay flat. I have them laid flat like that in the freezer. But I go back through the bags and see could I squeeze some more up in there without trying to make another bag. Trying to put just a little bit in another bag. Okay, you guys, let me finish getting this here get the peas bagged up, because I think y'all got the gist of what I was doing. You just put them in the bag. I put approximately 3.5 cups to 4 cups in the bag, and then I filled it all the way to the water. Fill the rest of the way with water. It's not going all the way up to the rim. You see that? But the peas is covered. That's how much water I got in it to the covering point of the peas. And them peas is going to be just as good as they was when you first got them out the store that came from the fields. Okay, you guys? I'll be right back to show you the finished product. Okay, you guys. This is the peas ready and finished, and all we got to do now is put them in the freezer. As you can see, I came up, it was 6 bags, so like I told you, I wasn't sure, and then I still think I get, probably just get five quarts out of it most of the time. I'm not really sure about that, because sometimes you could put more in one bag than you do in the other bag, because putting them in with that cup, how you see me do it on the film or the video, I normally don't do it like that. I take my hand and put them in there, so that's not accurate. So I don't know what I be doing. And then, like if I have some extra, I would just always put it in a little pint-sized bag. But anyway, you guys, I have really enjoyed sharing this process with you guys as to how I get my peas ready for freezing. And if you have any questions, just drop me a comment or email, and I will be glad to try to explain it to you better, because this is the way I've been doing it for many years. I have never really try to show anyone how to do it. I've told a lot of people how to do it, and they, it worked fine for them. But for us showing, this was the first time I ever did a demonstration with it, and I'm really so glad to do it with you guys. For you guys. So anyway, I'm gonna get ready to end this video, and do your usual. Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. Give me a thumbs up and a comment down below, and make sure you hit that notification bell to be notified when I'm putting up another video. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Stay safe, stay healthy, and remember, May loved you guys. Bye.